So we are out at Iron Supply in Katy, Texas again. We're going to be riding a Triumph Scrambler 1200XE. It is kind of like a stealth adventure bike. It's a bike that looks cool. It's got a lot of like style to it, but it's got off-road capabilities. It's not an adventure bike, doesn't have full fairings, but it's something that you can take off-road if you really want to, or you can just look cool riding around town. It's the first ride, Triumph Scrambler 1200XE. I don't know, I feel like this is like an adventure style bike. You've got the rubber inserts on the cleated pegs. Look at the brake lever. Super aggressive and spring loaded. Got like 50/50 tires on there. 21-inch wheel on the front. Looks like a 17 on the back. Yep. Imagine ripping that through the national forest. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Be something you don't see very often. Ah.
Can I give it more because it's a bigger engine?
Yeah. That's funny. I stalled the bike. I've not stalled the bike in like 15 years. So this is the 1200XE. This is a beast of a bike. It's a parallel twin, but a 1200cc. It's got about 90 horsepower and a gobs and gobs of torque. Oh, that's smooth. That's quite smooth. I mean, it would make sense to be smooth since it's a parallel twin. So first impressions of the cockpit, I cannot see that dash. That dash is very hard to read. Like, I can't see any of the gauges on the left-hand side. I'm not sure what is even over there. It looks like fuel gauge. The gear indicator, the speed, and the tachometer are front and center, so I can kind of see those. This is a tall bike. And so one of the sales guys at Iron Supply, he was like, hey, be careful of that exhaust. It sits right in your leg. You have to make a conscious effort not to put your leg on it. It does have a heat shield, obviously, but it is pretty hot. It doesn't turn in like a sport bike. It turns in more like a cruiser, which makes sense given the frame and the chassis. But it does have fully adjustable suspension on the XE. On the X, it does not. Oh, it's got some pickup. So one of the questions I always ask myself when doing demo rides like this is whether or not I feel like the price point is worth it. This is an expensive bike. This is right around $15,000. And that's a good chunk of change for a bike. But you do get a lot of... Whoa! I actually spun the tire. That was sick. It's got traction control. I don't know if you saw it chip in on the dash there, but when I flipped into second gear, it spun the rear tire and traction control said, hold up. I think the styling is super cool. It's fairly comfortable. I mean, obviously this bike's pretty new in the sense that it's got 130 miles on it. The seat hasn't been fully broken in, but the seating position is pretty good. Some people might want the pegs to be a little bit further forward because the pegs are kind of under my waist. So it depends what you're looking for. That's more of a sport ergonomic style. But I'm not leaned over like a sport bike. I'm sitting up really high. I'm 6 feet tall, and when I stood on it, it felt tall. I like it. I don't know that I'd buy it. They say it's off-road capable. I don't see it as being an adventure bike, but I think it'd be fun to go play around in. Oh man, that's got some massive power. I do feel like this could be a wheelie monster. Retro look. It's got the cage over the headlight. It's got the rounded mirrors. This is like a throwback to the, I don't know, the 70s when people were taking bikes and making them off-road friendly. Because it's not built to be a dirt bike. It's not built to be an adventure bike. At least it wasn't when they originally started doing the Scrambler style. All right, so this is a super fast little loop that we just ran. Like, 2 miles long. But initial impressions, I dig it. Is it worth 15 grand? I'm not sure. What are your thoughts? Leave some comments below. I'm curious to know if you think you'd spend 15 grand. I think it's a bit high. If I'm looking for this style bike, I might look for something a little bit cheaper. But those brakes are pretty good too. On the XE, you've got Brembo brakes, master cylinder and calipers. Steel braided lines, definitely some higher level materials on this bike. I like it. And we're back. So I mentioned the Brembo brakes on the front. It's Nissans on the back, Brembos in the front, which I find to be an interesting mix. I'm not quite sure why they would go 2 different brands, front and rear. Brembo is a much nicer brand, but Nissans work well. I've had Nissans on lots of bikes across the years. I've ridden Nissan for my Kawasaki's. They work fine. What I find weird is just the fact that they've got 2 different brands. That's it. The adjustable suspension front and rear makes a huge difference if you plan to go off-road or if you plan to do any type of tuning on the bike. If you're looking to just hop on and ride, the standard suspension of the X might be okay. About a $1,500 price difference. You're getting the upgraded front brakes, you're getting the electronic features, and you're also getting the fully adjustable front suspension. I'd say that's worth it for 1,500 bucks. Now, in that price point, you're looking at $15,300. That's a lot of money to spend on a bike. But if you're comparing it to things like the Africa Twin, you've got an 1100cc parallel twin, but that's more off-road friendly. It's a styling thing at that point. It depends on what you want to do, what you want the bike to look like. I think they're both very capable, but if you plan to going off-road, the Africa Twin's probably going to take the win on that. If you're looking to just look cool, personally, I love the look of a Scrambler. I think that's got that old retro feel to it, and they just look awesome. Not too many people have them or know what they are, so it's cool. Still really like the Versys 1000s. I have yet to ride the Versys 1100. I'm hoping to do that later this year, but I had a Versys 650 for years, and I loved it. The 1000 was like super comfortable bike. I've been pretty happy with my 450, my Ibex 450. I'll link some videos above on that, but I got this from Iron Supply. This bike's done me well so far. Just put some graphics on it yesterday. I think it looks pretty sick.